There is a quiet rule in this world. A rule so old that no one remembers who created it. No one questions it. No one challenges it. They simply follow it. When a man arrives with wealth and no wife, people do not ask who he is. They do not ask what he fears, or what makes him smile when no one is watching. They ask only one thing: who will he marry? Before his heart learns its own language, before his feelings are even allowed to breathe, his future is already being discussed in rooms he has never stepped into. Because society does not wait for love. It waits for advantage. In one such home lived a woman whose thoughts never truly rested. Mrs. Bennet did not lie awake at night thinking about romance. She lay awake thinking about endings, about how the world treats women who are left alone, about how quickly youth is judged, about how unforgiving time can be. She loved her daughters fiercely, not with softness, but with urgency. To her, marriage was not a dream. It was protection, a door that could close before life grew too cruel. Love was beautiful, yes, but safety felt necessary. So when news arrived of a rich, unmarried man moving nearby, hope did not knock politely. It rushed in, like air filling lungs that had been holding their breath too long. A man had come, and with him, possibility. Not romance, not affection, but relief. For the first time in a while, the future did not feel completely dark. She hurried to her husband, words spilling from her lips as if silence itself were dangerous. She spoke quickly, because in her world, delay meant loss. But Mr. Bennet did not hurry. He listened, quietly, attentively, with a smile that looked careless but carried years of observation behind it. He had watched people long enough to recognize fear when it disguised itself as concern, and pressure when it pretended to be love. Mrs. Bennet spoke of futures as if they were already written, of daughters already married in houses already imagined. She spoke as if love could be organized, scheduled between meals, arranged like furniture. Mr. Bennet allowed her to speak. Sometimes he answered with humor, sometimes with silence, and sometimes with a gentle teasing that softened the sharp edges of her worry. Because he knew something she struggled to accept, that love does not arrive when summoned. That affection cannot be forced into existence. That marriage without understanding can become a quiet loneliness, the kind that smiles in public and cries softly at night. Around them moved their daughters, each carrying her own quiet longing. Some laughed easily, trusting the world would be kind. Some followed expectations, because questioning them felt frightening. Some dreamed loudly, believing love would arrive simply because they wanted it to. And then there was one daughter who did not rush. She watched. She noticed the pauses between words, the truths hidden inside jokes, the weight carried in silence. She did not demand answers from life. She waited for them. And in her quiet presence, Mr. Bennet saw something rare. Not beauty meant to be admired, but depth meant to be understood. Mrs. Bennet often spoke of her nerves, of her exhaustion, of how much she suffered. But beneath every complaint lived one unspoken fear: time. Time that moves forward without asking permission. Time that does not pause for a mother's worries. She feared her daughters being judged by a world that measured women by who chose them. Sometimes she scolded. Sometimes she exaggerated. Sometimes she worried too much. And sometimes her husband smiled quietly, because even her chaos was born from love. Their house was rarely calm, coughs at the wrong moment, words spoken too quickly, opinions offered without invitation. Yet within that noise lived something tender, a family trying to protect one another with the only tools they knew. Fear, humor. And so, under one roof, two worlds existed, one driven by urgency and worry, the other guided by patience and observation. Neither cruel, neither perfect, just human. Somewhere beyond their home, a man named Bingley was arriving. Unaware that his name had already filled conversations. Unaware that his presence had already stirred expectation. Unaware that before love could choose freely, the world had already begun choosing for it. This story does not begin with romance. It begins with waiting, with longing disguised as planning, with love hidden behind caution, with hearts preparing themselves for something they cannot yet name. And somewhere between laughter and worry, between patience and urgency, love paused, not ready to arrive, but finally ready to be felt.